That man has ruled Uganda for 40 years. He's in charge of the army, the military, the security services. His son is literally the army chief of the country, and he's claiming the opposition rigged, which is, it beggars belief for a lot of people watching that. His government shut down the internet 2 days ago, ostensibly to avoid the spread of fake news, any chances of vote fraud, as well as any incitement or calls to violence. And that is the backdrop that the election is happening, where the opposition is already claiming that there's massive ballot stuffing happening and they don't expect the outcome to be representative of the wishes of the people of Uganda, Biana.
Yeah, 81 years old, making him more than double the age, the average Ugandan. Incredibly stunning, quite stunning indeed.
We hold our general elections in Uganda. The world should be reminded that we're holding elections in the dark. The internet has been switched off across the country. This is done in order to facilitate the intended rigging of the regime.
So let's get the very latest from CNN's Larry Madowo in neighboring Kenya. The votes are still being counted, but I don't think anyone's holding their breath in terms of what the official result is expected to be. Larry.
That's right, Biana. President Yoweri Museveni is expected to win this election, but Bobi Wine said today on election day that they are winning this vote, but the security forces, the military and the army will rig the vote in favor of President Yoweri Museveni, which is an interesting point because President Museveni claims that in the last election in 2021, he actually was the victim of vote rigging, that the opposition, Bobi Wine, essentially ballot stuffed. And that's why he explains Uganda has a system where the votes are counted immediately after polls close at the polling station so that it eliminates cheating. But this is what Yoweri Museveni said after he voted.
We thought it would eliminate cheating. And it can, but it depends on one thing, vigilance. The agents to really be vigilant. But many times the agents are not vigilant. They are not vigilant. So still, like in the last election, opposition infiltrated 2.7 million votes. Those votes which they say opposition got were not, they never got those votes.
Uganda is in a complete internet shutdown, with its people voting for the next president in the haze. There's a sense of inevitability over who will win, as the country's ruler of 40 years bids for another 5. But young people are rallying behind his opposition. The musician turned politician Bobi Wine, channeling his onstage charisma to garner political support.
And this time, Bobi Wine is asking Ugandans to cast a protest vote against the authoritarian government of President Yoweri Museveni. The way he sees it, Yoweri Museveni is a dictator who sees Uganda as his personal property and all Ugandans as his slaves. That's exactly what Bobi Wine told me a month ago when I spoke to him. On the same day he was campaigning in the capital, Kampala, he was beaten up. His supporters were tear-gassed. This has been a violent campaign through and through, and that is the backdrop for this election. 2 days ago, the government of Uganda shut down the internet, and the people of Uganda don't have access to the internet as we speak right now. So even getting any voting lines video from Uganda has been difficult because even the media is having trouble covering this election when they're having to call their reporters on the phone because they can't get any live video from that. The reason the government of Uganda shut down the internet is because they say this is to avoid the spread of misinformation, disinformation, to curb the potential for electoral fraud, and also to avoid any incitement to violence. But this has been criticized by many human rights groups, by the opposition there, as an authoritarian repressive tactic.
Well, and how do we now even know if the elections are fair? Talk about no transparency, cutting down the internet. I mean, how is this election supposed to be credible?
That is the big question here. And Bobi Wine, the opposition leader, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, as he's officially known, has said that all signs point to President Yoweri Museveni rigging this election. He's been in power since 1986. This is his 40th year in power, and he's running for the 7th term. And he does not expect that this election will be credible, free, and fair because of the extreme violence and the tactics used by President Yoweri Museveni. President Yoweri Museveni's government says that protecting the gains, and they have brought Uganda stability and economic growth, and he looks to continue that. But Bobby Wine told CNN a few days ago that if Yoweri Museveni rigs this election, the people of Uganda must rise up to defend their victory. So in the next few days, we'll get to know if he does win, or it's another continuation of Yoweri Museveni's rule for another 5 years, bringing his rule into 45 years. The man is in his 80s now, and the signs of age are starting to show.
Yeah, I mean, he first took office in 1986, the year that I was born, and has been there that whole time.
All right, welcome back, family. Do you know why people love Larry Madowo? We, as Kenyans, we don't love Larry Madowo because he's a Kenyan, a journalist, but we love Larry Madowo for the courage, because of strength, courage, and power that he's having, that he drives him to his duties. This one of the journalists that he's an example to other journalists, that we need to work, we need to carry our duties, we need to carry our, as how it comes. We need to deal to our issues according to how it comes, no matter what happens. So in the country of Uganda, despite all the threats from the country, from Yoweri Museveni, no matter all that, the threats that comes out of African countries, African leaders, to the journalists like Larry Madowo, he always come through and give what he's supposed to be to give out. That's what I love this man. That's what make me and make many people to love Larry Madowo. Now, Larry Madowo has come out to issue the issues, the statements from Uganda. And now, he's trying to ask the people of Uganda that Museveni has been a leader of this country even before our parents were born. Because Museveni took the power in 1884. And I can remember well that my father is born of 1970. So it's just a few years. Museveni took power when my father was very young. And my mother is born 1888. So Museveni took power before my mom was born. And now, this is an example of all the generation that today are in Uganda. These are the people who are born, a lot of them, the majority who are born and find Museveni existing as the leader of this country. So today, when you come out to tell the people of Uganda, the youths, that Museveni fought for this country, he freed it from the influence, from the terrorism, from all this chaos and crisis and wars. These people don't know what is wars. They don't understand anything that speaks about war, influence, and everything. So when you come out to tell them that Museveni was the one who fought for this country, they don't understand. All they know is that this man has been there for so long time, and they need change in this country. That's all they need. So Museveni, at this time, we need a leader with a vision, but not a mission. We need a leader with a vision, but not a mission. We need a leader who is a protector, but not a destroyer. We need a leader who is a deliverer, but not any other way. Because today, all that's happening in the country of Uganda, Museveni was a good leader when he came to power. And during his time, I remember when he was telling the people of Uganda that Uganda will not have a transition, not anytime soon. But NRM will be there for so long, for the longest time. And this is what, and already he has achieved his words, because he has been there for so long, for the longest time. And now, today, instead of Museveni working toward his visions, he's working to his missions. Because at this time, when Museveni can come out to tell the people that he need more time to complete his work that he started. So what is he trying to say? Because running the country over 40 years, and still you need another more time to complete what you started, that's a joke. That's a very and a good joke. I'm not telling the people that you need to have Bobby Wine, but the country just need a change. Because despite having Museveni and Bobby Wine, we have some great people in the country of Uganda. We had the great Dr. and Professor Besigye. But Museveni locked him away because he was great and he was very strong. He was trying to awaken the people of Uganda, telling them that the government of Uganda is just taking advantage on you. The country of Uganda is about the corruption, about incompetence, and it's not there to do anything that is good for you. He was trying to address and correct the government where it goes wrong. But what happened? He was fighting for the people of Uganda, but this time he is fighting for his life in prison. And Museveni has vowed not to release him soon. And you are saying that we have not just basically, we are having many people who are locked away. We are having many journalists who are working, who have been locked away despite coming out to just give out their duties, work out their duties. So we have every reason to say that we need to change the country of Uganda. When I say that many people love Madowo because of his strength, today, when you go in the country of Uganda and say that journalists, the great journalists have raised their hands, you will not see even one. Because they fear. They fear if they come out to carry out their duties, they can face they can disposed. They can be disposed. But Larry Madowo, despite all these challenges, he walks in, he covers all that he needs, and he exposed the world, and the world is able to see all that is happening. And that is what the courage that we need. So today, Madowo has come out to issue the statement in the country of Uganda that you people, you need to make a change. You need to make sure that you do all that is possible to make sure that you have the change. The people, we understand that there is no internet, but you have your phones. Make sure that you record everything that's happening. The time the internet will be restored, you'll be able to post and to share out, and the world will be able to see all that happened. Because at this time, I expect that since yesterday, there was chaos, there was tear gassing, there was a lot, and because there is no internet, people are not able to see all that's happening. Sometimes I understand that shutting internet can bring a positive effect, because when people are not able to see that in a certain place there is demonstration, they cannot start their own demonstration. But now, not at this time, because at this time, it is the time that everyone needed to see all that's happening live, so that even before the results come out, they will be able and ready, prepared to see and expect what will be able to come out. So I will not take much of your time. Kindly, we are here still expecting to see the results and find out if the government of Uganda and the country of Uganda will be able to have change, or they will continue with their own life, because we are having the majority who are still satisfied with the current regime, and we are still having the other side who are not satisfied with the current regime. The time will tell, and we are here to watch all that's coming out. All that I can say is that let the people of Uganda maintain peace. Don't wake up to go and fight your neighbor. Don't destroy your neighbor's property. Don't destroy your country. Just stay calm, hope for the best, as we are waiting for the